I finished building my set and I'm really happy with what I've come up with. However, I got a lot of stuff, if you will, a lot of assets in my outliner, and my organization is getting a little sloppy. And before we go any further, this may be a great time for us to be a little bit more organized with how we're with our collections over in our outliner. Blender is all about collections. It really is. And it's a great organizational tool to help us get access and bring to the surface certain features of the scene itself. When working with really large scenes like this with a tremendous amount of geometry and textures, it'd be great just to be able to turn off all the set pieces so we can focus on the actors. Oftentimes, these big sets are going to drain a lot of our computer system resources, so being able to turn it on and off is a good feature. Blender is all about collections, and it's a really great, neat system. I think what we're going to do here is that we're going to add a couple new collections to help us organize certain elements within inside of my set. Definitely going to have one for all of my buildings, maybe another collection for the cameras. We're going to have a lot of those. Maybe another collection for just the actors, the animations. That's a good idea. Maybe a fourth one for the lighting setups too. So let's go ahead and do that. This is a good place and a good time to do it. We click on this icon right here to create a collection. Now, before you click on it though, check this out. A new collection is always going to be created in the active collection. So be mindful which collection, which one of these little groups has that rounded rectangle icon in the background. I want to make a new collection underneath the root, which is the scene collection. That's the highest level within inside of our hierarchy. So I want to make sure that my scene collection icon is selected before I hit the button. And now, there it is down there. And let's call this one characters. That's not how you spell characters. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to start moving all of my actors into this collection down here. Now on the surface, moving any asset from one collection to another is wicked easy. We can just simply left click and drag. But if you notice, a little bit of a problem just happened here, and it's kind of a bummer. It didn't grab everything inside the character. It only grabbed, some of the pieces. It didn't grab the entire hierarchy. So I'm going to hit undo real fast. Because here's what we're going to do. We're physically going to move the entire object and the entire hierarchy. When you left click on it, you're just really kind of selecting the topmost element. Well, I need to select all of this stuff. And there's a lot in there, and I don't want to have to individually select each piece by hand. Luckily for us, the developers down at Blender have done a great job, and they've given us a tool that's super accessible under the right-click menu. If we right-click on our object, we're going to choose Select Hierarchy. Now, everything in that hierarchy has been selected, and we're not going to left click and drag, okay? Although we could do that. That's a good way. What I like to do is hit the M key, M as in mother or move, and it's going to bring open this popover, which will allow you to very quickly move the selected elements into a new collection. Great way of working. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to make sure that this is the active element within inside my scene, okay? This collection right here. Zoom out, make sure I'm in object mode. We'll do the same thing for our villain. We'll make sure it's on. Right click on it, select hierarchy. Yep, looks like it didn't select the entire hierarchy. That's because it was hidden. Let's try it again. There it is. And now we can move it into that new collection. And we're up and running. And what we gain in this is the ability to turn this entire hierarchy on and off. We can even tell it to render or not render, make it enabled or disabled. So there's a lot of functionality, including the ability to deselect and or just to toggle the selectability. All right, so let's name this other one. So this is going to be set pieces. There we go. That's all my set pieces in there. We're going to need another collection. We're going to need another collection, I think, for the cameras. There we go. And how about we make another collection for the lighting setups? That way everything is nice and organized. Okay. One of the other great functionalities about working with these collections in Blender, of course, we can move things very quickly. There we go. Move objects around very quickly, but we can also color code them. And don't sleep on this. This actually is a big helper, because when you right click on a collection, check it out. You can actually color code them, which is pretty cool. So maybe that one's going to be green. This one will be a lovely shade of blue. I mean, point being is that you can color code these. I like to color code the ones that are not important or the ones we don't want to touch with red. Like, don't touch the red one, right? Those are our characters. No touchy. But, it's nice to have a system that supports our creative process versus one that gets in the way. So take a moment, get organized. Now's the perfect time to get organized because it's only going to get more complex as we go through the feature filmmaking process. Be organized on step one, and the rest of the time will be a breeze.